Yo, what's the dealio, man? Listen, you already know I got a straight banger for you today, all right? So check this out. It's Saturday, and you already know what time it is, man. We got the small account challenge, all right? We didn't take any trades last week, but we got a good one this week. We got a solid trade this week, and next week I'm eyeing a couple swings. Next week we also have CPI as well, okay? So we got CPI on Friday at the end of the week. So it's gonna be a pretty good week next week. So I'm gonna try to get some swings in before CPI, and we gonna see what we got going on. So I'm gonna share with you guys a couple of them that I'm gonna be looking at and I'm gonna be eyeing. Okay, but nonetheless, we got the small account challenge. So we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna break this down and I'm gonna let you guys know what happened. Now, let me say, nothing that I say in this video is financial advice, all right? If you want financial advice, be sure to go talk to a licensed financial advisor, okay? So we did our thing this week. Last couple days, we already know we was in the range. Last couple days of the week, so it wasn't the most ideal, okay? But nonetheless, for the whole week, we closed the week out strong. We had a good week, all right? So with that being said, we're gonna pull up the small account right here. All right, so we back on the up and up now. Account grew by 7%, right? So here's what happened. The previous week, I ended up taking that loss on Walmart, right? And this week, Walmart, they went crazy, right? They had a great week. A great week to the downside because they had earnings. So they actually came down to my target. They surpassed my target. It just took an extra week, okay? So maybe I should have rolled it, right? But I didn't want to hold it through earnings. But nonetheless, we have, so that was Walmart, right? I had bought in for $123, and then I had sold out for $58, right? So I had lost $65 on that Walmart one. But then I had got into Intel, right? $132. And then sold it for 162, right? Made 30 bucks on that overnight, okay? So ended up, when I did that, it showed that I made $35, but right now it's saying the past week was 29. I think because I had sold out at Walmart, but nonetheless, that was a good one right there. That was a good trade right there. That was with Intel, okay? We actually swung puts overnight, and then it did its thing, okay? So it was just one trade, and we did our thing. So I'm gonna go through that Intel swing trade, right? And I'm gonna show you guys what I saw. And here's the thing, you guys, right? With the small account challenge, I'm just doing this for, one contract, really to help educate you guys, right? But I want you to understand, if you get 20 to 30%, 40% overnight on one contract, I want you to imagine if you had 4 contracts, if you had 5 contracts, right? If your account was already bigger and you had, some solid size to your positions, right? If you put $1,000 in a trade and you up 40%, that's $400 overnight. You see what I'm saying? So it's like when you understand this game, the real name of the game is leverage and multiple contracts, right? Swing trading or day trading. Because if you put $100 in a trade and you make 40%, that's $40, right? But if you put $500 in a trade and you make 40%, that's $40 times 5. You see what I'm saying? So really understand the name of this game right here, all right? So let's go to Intel on the charts. Let me break this stuff down for you guys. All right. So we got CBX. All right. So first things first, we had Intel, right? So let's check this out. So on the daily time frame, I had saw, so we had, it's gone now. So it's gone now, but we had a buyer's fair value gap, an area of liquidity, right? Now, we've been in this area of liquidity for a while, okay? Now, you see how it's big and red, right? So this is all sellers right here, okay? Now, it was a buyer's fair value gap as well, but it was starting to shrink because the sellers were starting to dominate and push it down, right? So on this day right here, on Wednesday, during the day, we were on a failed 2 down and it looked like we were going up. So I was going to swing calls this day, but I told myself, like I always do, and this is something important to remember. If you're gonna swing trade, you need to wait until the last 10 minutes of the market so you can see what candle the stock is closing on the daily time frame, right? That's some game right there. Because what I used to do a while ago a long time ago, is I would enter in a trade and then in the middle of the day and say, I'm about to swing this stock. You don't do that, okay? You wait for the last 10 minutes because you're swing trading, you're trading candlesticks, right? You're trading candlesticks. So I waited until the end of the day. And when I saw the end of the day, what happened? We actually ended up on a 2 down candle. So we ended up on a 2 down candle. We had these sellers sitting in this area right here, right? Sellers sitting in this area right here. We had a buyer's fair value gap that was getting smaller, right? So I said, okay, I'm gonna swing this. And then I created this trend line on the hourly time frame, right? So here's what happened. This was Wednesday. I created this trend line. We had came up and then we rejected. So I said we could come all the way down to about, I had said 43.50. I said 43.50 was where we could come down to, right? Did I mark it right here or did I erase it? Oh, yeah, I think it's right here. Yep, area of liquidity, right? $40 to $43, right? But I was looking at 43.50 because this trend line right here, we have these highs and we have these lows, right? So we had a high and a low, right? So we were on a downtrend. And when I saw us on Wednesday, when I saw us come up and start to come down, I was like, okay, we're at $45. And we rejected up here. So we created a lower high, right? This right here was a lower high than here, right? Look at it right here. And then right here. Okay. So this is a lower high. So we create a lower high and we reject it. So what would be a lower low? It would be lower than 45.27. If we look at this trend line right here and we came down to the bottom of the trend line at the time, right, when I had it marked out, it was like 43.50. So I said, okay, we could come down to 43.50. That's almost $2, right? So we took entry right here on Wednesday after the market closed. I mean, before the market closed, right? So as you can see, we got in at around like 45. Let me see. We got in at like 45, 20 something, if I'm not mistaken. All right, let's go to the 30 minute. That's gonna help. On Thursday, Wednesday. Yeah. So we got in right around here. Yeah. Like 45, like 70, something like that. Okay. So then it popped up, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Oh no, this is the end of day right here. Yeah, the end of day right here. 45. Yeah, I got in at about 45, 40, 45, 40, 45, 45, somewhere around there. That was the stock price. Okay, and then we closed right here. We popped up. I saw us have this area liquidity right here. I knew that as long as we stayed below here, we were going to come down. So after hours, I was just paying attention to this price target right here, or this price area. And I said, as long as we stay below here, then we're going to be good, right? And then what happened? We came down and then we sunk, right? And I just sold right here, okay? So we got like $1 move on that one. My fill price was probably around here, okay? So I got like $1 move overnight. I got the next week's contracts, okay? I didn't get the same week's contracts. If I would have got the same week's contracts, I probably would have made about 50 to 70% on this same trade. but it's all good, right? I'm not here to be greedy. I'm just here to be consistent, right? So entered in right there off of this trend line. It rejected right here. I saw what was going on. So boom, right? Took entry, came down, boom. And then it just chopped around all day. And then the next day we gapped down a little bit more and then we came down, right? And then we recovered. But just because I just wanted to secure that profit with Intel, I just decided to take profits. But if you would have held another day, you would have been able to, make maybe a little bit more money, right? Maybe an extra 15% or so. But nonetheless, it was a good trade. It was great execution. I was patient on that trade, and we did what we did, right? So something that I'm going to be paying attention to this week is going to be in phase for the small account, because look what's happening right now. We have a bullish engulfing right here. If we take out this area where sellers are at, then we could be coming right back up to this $52 range, and then we could be coming up to up here, okay? This first price target at $59. So I'm going to be paying attention to in phase this week. Also, I'm going to be paying attention to, where is it at? I'm going to be paying attention to Unity, because as you can see, we came down here and we could start holding this support area, right? And if we start holding this support area right here, then what can happen is we can start coming up and we could come up and test this $21 range, which is this area liquidity. And from $18 to 21, that's a really, really nice move. So I'm going to be paying attention to this one as well. And then I'm going to be paying attention to IWM to the downside as well, okay? On some day trades, and I'm going to share this with you guys. One of the reasons why is because we had this come in, okay? One of our bots told us IWM puts, this is some flow that came in, $4 million came in on IWM for puts, right? With an expiration date of March 20th, okay? So that's less than a month. So I'm gonna be paying attention to IWM. If I start to see some failed two ups on the daily time frame, and some bearish signals, then I'm definitely going to be swinging some puts for a couple days out on IWM, and we are going to print with them as well. Okay, so I'm going to be paying attention to IWM, be paying attention to Unity. I'm going to be paying attention to in phase as well. Okay, I do want to say, you guys, pay attention to where the money is going and where the money is coming out of. A lot of big institutions, they're taking money out of big tech, so we could start to see, tech start to fall, right? Nvidia, Meta, all the big techs, Amazon, right? So just pay attention to that. I'm not telling you guys what's happening, but what I am saying is be vigilant, pay attention to technical analysis, and don't try to do too much when we're talking about, getting into calls right now. We are in a very uncertain time. Trump is talking about tariffs all over again, but also more than that, they talking about a potential war with Iran again, and this just happened last year, but it was kind of like a fluke, right? It was like a game, but this one could potentially be serious. Okay, so I want you guys to understand that you want to take this stuff serious. Don't just overlook it and just be like, I'm gonna go get in some calls just because. No, this is a great time to day trade, but to swing trade, you really gotta be saucy with it, right? You really got to be in and out of your swing trades. You really got to see your profit and take your profit, because what's going on right now is very volatile. It's very up and down, and you don't want to be getting caught up being down 40, 50% in swing trades overnight or in 2 days because you just got in and because you thought something was going to happen, right? Never get into a swing trade or a trade just because you think something's going to happen. You got to have a rationale, and you got to understand your technical analysis for real, because if you don't understand it, you will get obliterated in the market. All right, so listen, y'all, I hope that this video helped you guys out, and I hope you guys got some perspective from it. All right, like I always say, make sure you get up out your head, go get into this world, because your head is a dangerous place to live. All right, and also remember, the more you study, the less you worry. All right, y'all have a great day. I'm gonna holler at you guys on tomorrow's live. We're gonna kick off the week, and we're gonna have a great week. All right. All y'all have a great day. Y'all stay smooth, man. Peace.